Hey guys, what's up? I'm Wyza, and I've just started my new wrestling channel, Over the Top with Wyza. Finally, all wrestling centric content can be found right here on Over the Top with Wyza. And I'm looking to start this journey. Hopefully, I can keep your attention long enough. Drop a like and a video, subscribe if you're new, which you are, and join me on the ride. It's that Royal Rumble time of the year. We're getting ready for our road to WrestleMania. And this year, 2025, is the most star studded, outside of 92, star studded Royal Rumble lineup that we've seen in decades. I'm actually excited about this because I can't say that I know who's going to win for sure. Maybe I have about five, but I also have a bunch of reasons as to why those five guys can get tossed out. I think they did a really good job at building up everyone's stories. And we already know who's in the Royal Rumble. Let's add on to the list and see other guys that can be entering the Royal Rumble, as well as some surprises, some probables. I think I could fill out the rest of this list. So far, after the Raw Go Home show, we have 14 names confirmed to be joining the Royal Rumble. John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Jey Uso, Penta, Braun Breaker, Chad Gable, Rey Mysterio, and on the dark match part of the show, Carmelo attacked Cody Rhodes and entered himself into the Royal Rumble. I have some possible additions that we can add on to there and help progress the storylines of some of the names that we've gone past. The guys that I know should be in that list for sure is LA Knight. How can you have Shinsuke Nakamura without LA Knight wanting his title back? Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. If you're going to have Roman in there and other members of the bloodline, I'm sure that the guys that they've been beefing with are going to want to answer to that as well. Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio. Even when you separate those guys, you can't separate those guys. Priest still wants to go after the title, so of course he's going to be in that Rumble. Balor can't stay away from Priest. He has an ongoing beef with him, so you can line those two up together. And Dirty Dom, he can't stay away from getting some attention, though I do think that his story is going to go on a bit of a turn, and maybe this Royal Rumble is what's going to start planting those seeds. Going back up to the bloodline, we're going to have Tama Tonga and Jimmy Uso. They should be joining because, well, storyline. If you're going to have Chad Gable, you got to have Otis. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston should be entering this Royal Rumble. Those dudes got to get some heat. Now, I don't know exactly who they're going to go after because it seems like everybody hates them. Well, except for Roman Reigns. But they're not going to miss their opportunity to get a good boo. Now, I want to get to some possibles and a couple of guys that I don't want to leave off the list, but they're not necessary because of injury. So far, we are at 27 people. So that's not really leaving us much to work with here. We got about 3 more spots. Well, 26. We got about 4 more spots. 2 guys that could enter the Rumble as a surprise, but they are on the injured list at the moment. We have AJ Styles and Randy Orton. We still don't know the trajectory of what they're going to be doing for WrestleMania, if they'll be at WrestleMania. But if they will be available for WrestleMania, there's a possibility that they could enter the Royal Rumble here, though not necessary. Some possibles that we could see. Ludwig Kaiser. His story is that Goon wants him to make a name for himself and to prove his value. What better chance to prove your value than to enter the Royal Rumble, win the Royal Rumble, and go after a title? Could be Goon's, could be Cody's. But there's a 1,000% chance that he won't win the Royal Rumble, so we have nothing to worry about there. But wouldn't be against him entering. A highly likely probable would be Trick Williams. What's a Carmelo Hayes without a Trick Williams? Some guys that you can call up from NXT for this Royal Rumble and for the Royal Rumble alone, just so that they can continue to make a name for themselves. Or if they haven't made a name for themselves well enough, then this will be their chance to showcase who they are. So when they go back to NXT, we could actually pay attention to them. And with that, we have Lexis King, Ethan Page. I mean, this guy needs no more attention. I mean, he's the ruler. Obafemi. And let's throw in Andrade. He ain't doing nothing. And now I want to end this off with the surprises that we can have for this Royal Rumble. And I got 3 of them. And I'm sure that we could actually see these guys here. I have a returning Omos, who's over big time in Japan. He just ended up his stint in Japan, so he's going to be returning to America. And maybe, hopefully, we see him in this Rumble. We could also have a surprise entrant with Joe Henry. Or is it Joe Hendry? Joe Henry? Whatever. The guy that just won the title over there in TNA. I guess Wolf Ziggler put him over. And last but not least, the biggest surprise that we can get is not The Rock. It's not going to be The Rock. It's not The Rock. It's Big E Langston. We can have a surprise entrance from Big E. If you're going to have Kofi and Xavier Woods, who better to eliminate them than Big E? Or let's say they eliminate Big E. You want to talk about the heat those 2 guys would get? Oh, that would be crazy, crazy work. All right, so that's going to wrap up my list of Royal Rumble entrants for 2025. On the men's side of things, we are going to do the women's side of things as well. Let me know who you guys would add to the list. Who do you think is a probability? Do you think that I got my definites right? Do you think I got the surprises right? Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Your feedback is definitely paramount to this channel, as well as a like. And I got a bit of a bet against some people on who can grow their channel fastest. So I'm hoping that you guys can help me with that. Peace.